Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to my weekly update. Hopefully, quite a few of you were able to join us for the live event that we held earlier on this week, really looking at two things: the situation and the fallout from the war in Ukraine, what that is meaning to input costs, availability going forwards, and also Tom Bradshaw as Deputy President talking through the situation on urea, which I'm delighted that we've been able to hang on to, and also farming rules for water, which clearly looks in a much, much better place than it did this time last year. And of course, incredibly important now when we see fourfold inflation on nitrogen fertiliser, and indeed the concerns about availability going forwards and what that looks like. Hence, as I said last week, I'm delighted that the Market Management Core Group has now been set up, is up and running in Defra to really look at what is needed and when it is needed, so short, medium, and longer term. Food security, though, continues to be the big debate. Very, very newsworthy. I did an interview for the Times that'll be out this weekend. Terry Jones, our Director General, has done a piece that will be out in the Grocer this weekend, and Tom Bradshaw did an interview on LBC yesterday. And as I look forwards into next week, it'll be much more of the same. And I'm delighted that the farming organisations group that I chair, which actually hasn't met face to face for 2 years now because of COVID, we've got our first face to face meeting in our London office on Wednesday. So that's representation from right across the United Kingdom, from farming unions down to CLA, TFA, NBA, NSA, and many others. So it's a powerful group. And I've invited George Eustice in to speak and update that group, not only on the sustainable farming incentive and what that is going to look like as the months progress through this year, but also on food security and the current situation. And then following that, I've got my first meeting with Steve Baker. It's so important at this time that we are working right across all parties and right across government backbench MPs. I'm pulling together all our what we call farming champion MPs for a discussion on Tuesday, very much wanting to look at the here and now on food security, but also the wider context of policy on trade, labour, and the future of the agricultural policy in the SFI. So it's a great chance to have that conversation with them, and for them to be influencing members of the government. I still remain extremely concerned that the focus at the moment, if I look at it with the energy strategy launched last week, the ambition on building more houses, the ambition on nature, tree planting, species introduction, and for me, far too little mention of food. So, I'd very much like to see, the same ambitious targets that we're setting out on nature and the green paper refers to on food, making sure that we are retaining our market share and indeed, in many cases, growing our market share. So we've got an export paper that we will be launching in a couple of weeks' time. We're doing a lot on the out-of-home market. Of course, we'll be looking for continuing commitment from retailers on sourcing British and what that looks like, as well as procurement. So I would love to see this government legislating targets on food. I think that would match well with our ambition to make sure that environmental delivery and food production are treated as one and not separated into two different things. Anyway, I'm conscious it's the Easter weekend. We have finally literally just finished lambing, and calving has just got going. We've got 5 calves on the ground at the moment, so they're coming thick and fast. But wherever you are in the country, I really do wish you a very, very happy Easter, and hopefully a bit of time with friends and family, something that we haven't really been able to do for a couple of years now. So as always, please do take care, and I really look forward to speaking to you again next week. Many thanks.